Episode 17. Didn't think I'd actually be back here. This might not even be an episode depending on how much content there is, but I was surprised to find out, randomly browsing Steam, that there was some more content added in an update which introduced Explore mode. Of course, this was mainly only to remove certain time challenges, which I guess weren't really part of the agreement or the promise, I suppose, that the game was sort of advertised on. To my understanding, the game was sort of presenting itself as a low-pressure, at-your-own-pace kind of exploration game, which I suppose there were some moments where that didn't really fit the bill. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but I suppose it was important to the developer that they make that a reality, or hold true on that promise, in some sense. What this changes, to my knowledge, were the time challenge in Chapter 3, where you're chased by a wall of sewage in a pipe, which didn't seem all that difficult, but maybe that kind of pressure wasn't really welcome for some people. And though it wasn't really a time challenge, I suppose they also removed added certain platforms in the initial descent in Chapter 5. I suppose in some senses that is a time challenge, because that initial segment involves falling down at high speeds with little time to slow yourself down. I assume those platforms, the ones added in, make it so that you can drop down a little bit better at your own pace. Or at least take a breather or get a checkpoint. And then of course the main deal, Chapter 8, which I would say, if it's divided into two parts, the latter part is mainly, or only, a time challenge, escaping from parkour hell, which actually takes up the bulk of Chapter 8, considering how much times you have to restart there. You spend maybe only a quarter of Chapter 8 in what's pictured here, this kind of watery landscape. And the remainder of that is being chased by whatever villain there is at the end, fearing for your life. With exploration mode ticked off and restarting the chapter, apparently a lot of things are going to change during that latter half. I'm not sure if it's enough for an entire episode, but I guess I'm recording myself anyway just to check. One of the main things that was advertised, I think, was that it changed the ending as well. I'm going to have to remember how to play though. Not just the ending, but I guess the entire latter half, or by my own metric, latter 3/4 of Chapter 8, is going to be entirely different. I'm not sure what that's even going to look like. I should rush over there as soon as possible, but guess I'll take my time. Get back in the swing of things with some lore. Is this all there is? I think maybe since the last time I played, some of the UI has changed a bit. At least, when reading these lore entries, it seems like the text is much larger than it was before. It all looks stable, but it's not. It can fail at any moment. It can start with the mistakes of just a few people, even my own. center might be different too, larger, the triangle and the square in the central HUD. Ah, that's what I was looking for. R1 is what I bound this to, the air dash. Even the air is hostile. It can corrupt from the inside, nothing will survive. There is beauty in what great civilizations can achieve. It's probably good that I'm coming back to this game on explore mode. I don't feel like I'd be able to get back into the swing of things pretty quickly. I'm having trouble remembering the controls and even the physics. And it feels like my controller is having some dead zone issues even. It shouldn't matter. Why does the structure allow so much suffering? Why are we so cruel to one another? Who built this place? What have they hidden in the depths? Maybe we'll get a little bit more on that. Learn a little bit more about that in this extra ending or whatever. Air dashes take up stamina. My brain's actually on Pseudo Regalia right now. All of the platforming in that game, the different jumps that you had worked on different counters. Like your backflip was one thing and your wall kicks were another. In this game, they all share the same stamina bar, so I can't air boost and expect to be able to grapple. Back into the swing of things. What exists outside the structure? Is there even an outside? Why can't we know? The range, too. That's no good. I have 3 jumps, air boosts. Okay, that worked. Nope, I can't use too many on the air boost. It's just in range, just need to be a bit closer. Can't get too close to the wall. Right. We'll be able to regain some stamina up there. I can actually land there. Nope. We'll get to that new content one day. And of course you regain stamina while on a slope. I had to remember that. Damn. So close. Imagine the latter half that they redid for exploration mode. Still going to use the grappling hook, right? The original version, of course, featured the grappling hook heavily. Alright, that worked out. I was panicking there, silently, but I guess it worked out. It's coming back to me slowly. Not quick enough. My life is a mistake. Life is a mistake. And here's that new content. No dramatic encounter with whoever that villain was. And we still have the grappling hook, as I theorized. Already I'm wondering. Dissolution. Is this the ending already? No. There should be more, right? It was broken. What I held for so long. Maybe you can put it back together. 3 pieces. Find them and bring them to the pedestal. Maybe you'll be able to put it back together again, after it shatters in front of your eyes. New music too? I recognize this from some of the screenshots that I guess were advertising the Change Chapter 8. I wondered if this might just be the ending already, but there's more to do. This location doesn't seem like where we left in Chapter 7. The sunken city. At least I don't think so. Probably still somewhere inside the mind, right? My controller is twitchy. Something with a dead zone on the analog stick. try not to worry about it too much. What I was wondering is if this might be perhaps faster than the original Chapter 8. If adding in exploration mode maybe changed the optimal path for speedrunning. No way of knowing if this is faster until we actually clear the chapter though. But based on finding these 3 things, it seems like it won't be a straight gauntlet. If we're tasked with finding 3 things, I would assume they're off in different directions. So by that nature, instead of going in one direction in the original Chapter 8, you may have to travel more in this new version, hence taking a longer time and not being speedrun worthy. Well, I'm already getting lost. I guess the main thing that I should be worrying about getting back into this game isn't the controls, not the layout. Greatest challenge of this game was always has been and always will be, figuring out where to go. The hint system probably is still in place even now, but I refuse to use it. Until I really hit a brick wall, like I did. Well, at least we can stare off the edge. I don't think this is a sunken city. We've got some landmarks though. Oh, didn't mean to fall down. But I guess I'll check out down here before I check out the obvious landmark I saw up there. This looks like an edge. I think this is water over there. We can at least go down to the shore, I suppose. That sure is water. The android's worst enemy. Although I guess gravity is probably the worst enemy. No, it'd be curiosity, wouldn't it? That's your worst enemy. Alright, now I actually have to get back up. Luckily I know the grapple mechanics. I'm the Grapple Lord. I earned that title. Heading towards the light. Ah, we were warned against that, weren't we? In the original ending. Damn. Too high. Well, I guess I was worried this wasn't going to take up a full episode length, but I needn't have worried. This is called Explore Mode. When you give a player like me the chance to explore any given area, even if it's filled with absolutely nothing, I'm going to meander about forever and ever, not heading towards the obvious objective. This is making me think again how the architecture was always different between the different levels, chapters, and the literal levels of the structure, the megastructure. This, of course, is reminiscent of the inside of the mind that we experienced in Chapter 8, the latter half. But it feels different, I guess. Probably because it's not bathed in red lighting. But I'm mainly referring to how unoppressive it is. The walls are literally closing in on you in the original Chapter 8 Part 2. And looking at this, it just seems like an assortment of shapes, not necessarily oppressive, but something to poke around in. There we go. That's one. Right. Should we head back with this now, or get the other two? There's no light, but I assume there would be one over there. Seemed important enough a structure. Although maybe I should only be heading towards the light. Again, we were warned against any lights. Original Chapter 8 ending. But traipsing about towards shadowy silhouettes of structures unknown seems just as bad. Well, nothing up here. There's even more structure over there. No light, but I'm lured. Sufficiently lured. Gotta remember, I can climb too. It's the most obvious thing in the world. After being for so long away from this game, I completely forgot. It's not just grappling. And nothing up here. But surely there's something over there. And actually there is. There's a light over there. Looks like we've got a challenge. No challenge for the grapple lord, though. I like that this isn't necessarily just an easy mode. I wondered if exploration mode might be specifically something that was mainly for alleviating difficulty. But looking at this, I feel like there are different kinds of difficulty. What I mean to say, jumps that aren't necessarily made difficult by external factors, like a wall chasing you, or being timed or whatever. But jumps that are made difficult by your own approach to them. Not sure if that makes sense. Of course, I still think the original Chapter 8 is harder. Not just because of the timing, the layout too. This one, though, has the added difficulty that's absent in the original Chapter 8, which is routing. Of course, there were routing issues in the original Chapter 8 too. I'm sure if I went back to my own video and watched that, I'd see all the difficulties I had finding my way around, even if it was a mostly linear path that I had to follow. This one's more in tune with the original game, or the earlier parts of the game. No, there's no way. Not all the way up there. I guess we're really just meant to go back the way we came. Barely enough. Good thing I remembered to jump at the end. Oh no. Well, at least we're here. It's just barely too much speed. About that third light. I'm also wondering if there are any scannables here, but just based on my cursory exploration, I would say not. Could I have made my way across those? Maybe. Actually, I could have tried descending over there. That actually might have been the best move. Going back up seems harder. Well, for me on these things third time. It just means I'll do it quicker this time. That's unfortunate. It's not fresh in my mind. The different speeds that you go at in the game, at the different chapters. But I believe this is using the original Chapter 8 speed. The one where you're flying through the hallways at super high speed with the grappling hook. Even without the grappling hook speed itself, they give you a huge boost of speed in that chapter, even when you're on the ground and jumping around. I believe we're working with those mechanics right now. It's hard to tell without the pressure of being chased, though. Little pyramids of sand. This is kind of relaxing. Alright. We're at the base of the last whatever it is. Should be easy to get up, right? This is indeed a surfable wall, meaning infinite stamina. This one too. This is a fun little challenge. Climbing up this weirdly shaped structure. Not sure what Lorn's lore is all about. Finding something weird and climbing up it. Or down it mainly. Couldn't exactly latch into the wall with my pickaxes there. Well, checkpoint's pointing me in this direction. I figured it'd be possible to go this way, but guess I wanted to explore the top. That ain't it. Something like this, maybe. And there's our third. What were we collecting again? Pieces of Lorn, maybe? The villain? The big scary guy from the original Chapter 8? Are we gonna end up meeting him again? Probably not. Just because exploration mode took out all the time challenges though, it doesn't necessarily mean it removed everything scary. Maybe the big scary guy is still waiting for us at the end of this chapter too. Should be over there, right? I'm wondering what's at the top though. That's not back in. How do we get back in? Should be no problem for the Grapple Lord. I failed you. Oh, you put me back here then. That's a little bit troublesome for me. And now we're playing this game again. A game of where do I go from here? It's so dark, it's hard to tell. And there's actually a glare on my screen too, so it's a bit hard to tell. I think I should be able to make my way up around here, if I actually find my way back over there. Just need to get close enough to the wall. There we go. Is this the entrance actually? No, maybe? Here we are. This looks familiar. Now I can either return these 3 parts as requested, or check out the top. I'm gonna check out the top. This is explore mode. We're gonna explore. Why back here? Really? I didn't realize my jumps were so lacking. I'm not sure if it was in the version of Chapter 8 that I played, the original Chapter 8. But they removed fall damage during that big chase segment. I don't recall if I ever died to fall damage in that. After all, with the grappling hook, You can pretty much eliminate fall damage if you're careful. But notably, fall damage is still present in this version. Not that it's a problem. You gotta have some kind of challenge, right? If you're not being chased, then your greatest enemy is yourself. Which means the only way to punish your mistakes is with fall damage. Think we're heading this way. Nope. Again, overestimating how much I got out of that last jump when on the wall. Now I came here to get to the top. I'm actually having trouble seeing if there's any way up from here. Maybe actually on the other side it'd be easier to climb that thing. Seems kinda iffy. The grapple lord can do it. Nope. Well, where's my checkpoint gonna be? Okay, maybe I should give up. Alright. Hopefully this reset my checkpoint, because I'm not done. I haven't given up yet. Be a bit more careful this time. Perhaps it would be better to climb from over there. Let's not screw this up now. A path is beginning to show itself. Up there, maybe. Alright. Still assuming the game isn't nice enough to give me a checkpoint here. But why would it? Why would it give me a checkpoint when I'm not going towards the objective? This is all just to satisfy my own curiosity, after all. Is that a ledge over there? I think it is. I think we can work with that. Let's give it a shot. Now what? Alright. Easy. And then maybe around the side. It all seems rather high to climb up, but I probably climbed higher. Yeah. It just looked intimidating. It wasn't actually that bad. This, however, I'm not sure about. Probably want to get closer on that bridge over there first. Let's do that. We could maybe get up onto the higher bridge. Yep, there's enough wall. There's some kind of structure up there. Let's check out up here first. No, that's a bit high. I think we can make this. Maybe... Okay. Still not used to judging the distance, but that was actually an easy one. And what have we here? There's a scannable after all. I'm glad I came. Is this a telescope? This telescope is pointing at the distant megastructure. Is it? What does that mean? Yeah, well, I don't see anything. And with this, my climb is complete. I've reached the highest point, as far as I can tell. Well, I'm glad I came here before actually turning in my 3 pieces. I'm not sure what good this lore is to anyone, but it's there. Why would a telescope point at the megastructure? This is implying that somebody, maybe us or Lorn or whoever, was looking at the megastructure from afar or something. There was the eye, wasn't it? In Chapter 4, the Ancient Cistern or whatever. The eye was looking down at the megastructure, or something like that. A lot of symbology of the eye looking at the structure with people climbing up the structure towards the eye. At least I think that was the case. Could this have something to do with that? How the eye was looking at the structure from a distance and you looked through a telescope at something distant? Could this be representative of yearning or something? I don't know. It's been a while. And even back then, when I was playing the game the first time, it's not like I was super tuned into the lore. I feel like this means something. Maybe not something super deep, just symbolically representing something. Alright. I guess we're done here. I forgot about this. Should have gotten a picture of that guy for the thumbnail. Whatever. Well, that changes the ending entirely, doesn't it? I was going to say it seems like it might lead into the original Chapter 8, where we get chased, but seems like we're just kind of dead now. Or in some kind of eternal hell. Interesting that it's so different between the normal ending and the Explorer ending. But I guess if you're adding in an entirely different chapter, getting some extra story out of it is a nice treat. Is it just me, or are the credits scrolling in the opposite direction from what they did previously. Some of what that guy was saying was pretty similar, but there were a few tidbits that were interestingly different. Not sure what they mean though. Something about leaving a shore and not having found another shore. Don't know what to make of that entirely. If he says we didn't find it, does that mean that it is there to be found somewhere else? That we could find a shore if we didn't go in the direction that we did, being lured by this guy? And what exactly is he feeding on us for? What is this guy's purpose? I presume part of the megastructure. Well, I'm sure I theorized on it back when I originally finished the game and hit a dead end. Actually, I guess that might be part of the point. Not that there's necessarily no lore, no correct way to interpret the lore. There probably is. But I imagine a whole great part of it is not knowing what you're dealing with. That seems to be the theme. Or part of the theme. I think just like last time I probably have to hold square to skip out of this. Else it'll just hang here forever. Sorry, Android. Seems like I gave you the bad ending. Although the original ending may have been pretty bad in its own right too. That's what I get for exploring. Well, would you look at that? 11 out of 10 scannables. What is this? I guess that's fitting, since this is a bonus episode. We're already past the finale, and yet we're still doing this game. Well, it's about time I wrap up. Now would be a good time to take a break.